Two Jews, both big and tall, no subject too small for the good guys. A Mother's Dream premium podcast team, make it your weekly routine. It's a Good Guys. And if you don't give us 5 stars, what are you nuts? What are you nuts? Yeah, we're the good guys, we're not the great guys. We're just good guys. Whoa.
Mazel Morons, welcome back to the Good Guys podcast.
We are here in person with the great Daniella Monet, who's wearing, is this purple? Is this what color is your shirt?
I was trying to dress like a good girl.
You look fantastic. I'm wearing a shade of purple. Josh is wearing black because he wants to look even skinnier than he already is. You're so skinny.
Melting
you don't need to
away.
wear
God
it,
bless
Josh.
you.
Wow.
You don't need to wear
I'll take
black.
it
Where'd you
anytime.
go?
You can wear white.
know.
You can wear white.
Listen,
wear all white.
I'm on a GLP-5. It's only approved in Kazakhstan, and it's good. It's eating my flesh.
Oh, I'm jealous. Oh, I went off of my tirzepatide. I went off of my Zepbound. I need to go back on my Mounjaro. Okay, I went off. I took a little
those
break.
are the same. You mean Ozempic?
Ozempic. Yes.
Yeah.
Off my Zepbound, on my Ozempic. I have to go back on it. It's too hard living in my own brain. It's just like eat. It's like, can you shut the fuck up for a second? Like I'm full. Can you stop it? The food noise.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have it? Do you have
I
it?
have full-time food noise. Full-time.
Really?
Yeah.
Say
I'm
more.
Italian, unfortunately. I think you're born with it.
Yeah.
And some days are better than others. I find when I'm working, that's my GLP-1. It's finally like I need a distraction bigger than me. And usually that's when like there's a lot of production people around yelling, and that works. That one does it for me. But outside of that, I'm a full-time eater, full-time foodie, full-time. I live at my island. I only leave. I don't leave.
Yeah.
I don't really leave. I just sit at my island.
I was about to ask you about craft services. I'm much more interested in your island and your kitchen. Okay,
well,
so
here's
what
the weird
is this
thing. I don't
made out
even
of?
eat the craft services because I'm bringing the food from home. I
Wow.
make my own food.
Oh, we're with a fellow chef. Okay,
The
I want to.
last Two productions, I don't even know that I don't think I introduced myself to Crafty. I didn't go in the tent.
Oh my god.
That's so smart.
Oh my god.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like drugs. Because once this is how it starts. I go, I have no interest in this craft service. It's shit. Even though it's a gorgeous layout.
It's always gorgeous.
I go, this is not good for me.
Mhm.
And then I go around 10 in the morning. I go, let me just,
Let's just see. Yeah.
a perfunctory look.
Mm-hmm.
What could hurt with a look?
Mm-hmm.
And I go and I look and I go, I've never seen M&Ms like this.
That's what my kids say. That's the only time I walked in Crafty is when my kids went in there, and I was like, no, I don't know them.
Yeah.
And then I had to hi, it's been 4 months. Nice to meet you. My kids love it here.
You're the star of the show.
Thank you.
It's hard. Yeah. Once you pop the seal, I remember when I was doing How I Met Your Father, obviously like Hilary Duff is, workout person. Like she was just like very wonderfully, I don't know how hard she tried, but
Sure.
she seemed good and disciplined. And then it was her birthday and I saw her get a couple things from the craft service table. And I was like, yeah, Hillary, treat yourself. I was like, hell yeah, come on.
I love that.
You need to have real discipline. I couldn't do that. Like if there's a pack of M&Ms in the house, it's eaten. We can't keep anything in the house. Claudia she tried, she brings, Unreal, this healthy candy.
Oh yeah.
My God, there's nothing healthy about me eating. It's literally 5 times the size of a regular peanut M&Ms. I eat the whole bag. So maybe it's healthier, but I just had 700 calories in peanut M&Ms that we're calling Unreal. They're not Unreal.
Is it healthier? It's like just no food dyes.
I don't think I have a problem with dyes. Maybe it's bad for the kids for sure. I don't think food dye is my problem. Okay,
Sure.
I think the M&M is my problem. If your kid, by the way, if the problem is the red dye, then they're really well off. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah.
Then that means that they're not fat. They're in great shape. We're tinkering. We're at the tinkering stage.
Yeah, no, my kids are sensitivo. They are so sensitive when
They are.
oh my gosh, they're like a machine. And the crazy thing is I have my mom watching my kids today. First time.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
First time,
Yeah.
why?
She has a life, and my husband and I are lucky enough that if I'm busy, he's with them. If he's busy, I'm with them. And so we've never had like a babysitter or anything. Like they'll
Wow.
pop over to my aunt's house or whatever. She lives down the street, but like for the most part, it's us, you know? So anyways, I left the house and I bought groceries from 2 different grocery stores this morning to make sure everything was situated. I have food anxieties on another level.
Wow.
Yeah.
And to make sure that they would not go without, like that they would just like something.
I just want them to have what they need. I want her to not think about it. Everything's pre-chopped. We've got the hummus, the vegetables. We got it all, and she'll see it. She knows. It's so dummy proof, you know? And even my son who's 6, I said, you tell Noni how we do it around here. You make sure she knows, you know, how to use the toaster oven. She doesn't have one, I don't think. So
Wow. I think that's a beautiful thing. My son would immediately go up to his grandparents and say, Mom got a shitload of Trader Joe's, but there's a Panda Express within 2 miles of our house. And he'd be like, let's just do that, right?
Make it easy.
That's what Dad would normally let me do. Like,
Totally.
it's no problem. How old are your kids?
5 and 6.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
I know, it's awesome.
That must have been a busy 5 and 6 years ago, or 7.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I don't remember a lot of it. It's so wild. I don't remember being pregnant with my second at all.
Yeah.
Like, if I see a picture, wait, yeah, maybe. But outside of that, it feels like it never happened, which feels like I have to do it again to remember.
Are we thinking, number 3, maybe?
I would love to, you know, the problem is I took 5 years off of work because I told my manager, I'm going to go back. Give me like 3 weeks postpartum with my son. That turned into 3 years, turned into 4 years, turned into 5. I was like, take me off the market. I'm starting fresh. I'm never going back to this business. And then eventually I got the itch about 2 years ago. And now I'm like, what do we do? Like, once you start working again as a girl, to take yourself back out of it, it's a full reset. I nursed my daughter for 2.5 years. What am I going to do? Bring her to set? I don't know. I don't know how to find the balance.
You nursed her for 2.5 years?
I did with my son up until my daughter, I was pregnant with her for 4 months, and then eventually he weaned himself at about a year, which was great because then when she came, it was her for 2.5 years.
Wow.
And then once, it just kind of happened. I mean, I always wanted to nurse for sure, but then, you know, even through the complications, I was like, oh my gosh, one more feed, it would give me anxiety. But I got there, and then it got easier. It got easier.
You certainly don't need to hear it from me, but that is so unbelievable. Like, that is like,
thanks.
that is amazing. And I saw it. I have my son's 1, and
I know.
My wife breastfed for as long as she could, and it was unbelievable. And he also weaned himself off, but 2.5 years is really, really special.
Then you gotta tell them to wean themselves off. At that point, you're having a conversation. I said, sit down, we're gonna talk about this. And she'll be like, milk? And I'm like, not today.
Not from there.
That's real. That's really special.
We did formula, but that's just because those are mine. You know what I'm saying? Clip it. Yikes.
Yikes is right.
But I'm dying to know those, you know, like you're pretty much like diehard actor, done it your whole life. I feel like I can identify with you in that. And I dream of taking like a 3-year sabbatical, of being like,
it wasn't by choice.
It wasn't?
It wasn't. Like, you know, it was a weird time in the world. Like, I had gotten pregnant, and then I realized very quickly you don't work when you're pregnant. Then I lost my insurance, and I was like, well, we're leaning into you work now. And my husband was like, it's kind of a crazy story, but basically my son came in a way, in more of like an emergency C-section fashion. I wanted to have like a home birth or at a birthing center. I was like on this whole natural path. And long story short, he shook us. Like, he came into the world, and I quickly realized, like, I don't know if I'm mentally sound to leave this child quite literally ever. And my husband felt the same way. And so he decided to take time off of work. At the same time, my business came to a complete halt because I'm now postpartum. I kind of lost my rhythm with acting and just wasn't feeling as like passionate about it. I couldn't even imagine leaving him to work if I had the opportunity to work. So then we kind of got crafty and I was like, well, I'm going to just figure out how to make ends meet. We did a podcast, Adulting Like a Mother Father, for 3 years, which was good off the jump. And then it was a tricky one to like sustain. I just strategically with calendars and nap schedules and, everyone zooming in, and also just didn't make enough money for us to like make sense of it.
Sure.
And then I started a couple businesses, which did all right for the time being. And then I had my daughter, and then I had too much time on my hands at that point. I'm like, you know what? My kids are now getting older. And it was almost like I was at this point where I said, okay, I'm either going to go chat with some managers. And if that goes well, we go that route. If not, we have a third baby.
Hot.
And that was where we were at. And you guys, the most TMI, I've never even shared this, the most TMI situation ever. And because
We're
your
ready.
dad's, I'm telling you,
Good.
it was, I think, August 16th. And my app told me I was ovulating that day. And that was the day I met my manager on Zoom.
Wow.
And
Wow.
I said, shoot, I like you. I like this guy.
That's
and
a different
so
kind
that
of
was
laid.
that, man.
Yeah, that's right.
We just went that way. And I said, we'll see how long this one goes. I'll give it a shot. And lucky enough, I got a job, and I'm like, back in it. I'm back in the saddle.
Wow. That is amazing. I know that first of all, the listeners to our podcast, they're people in high places. Okay. We have wonderful sponsors. All I have to say is the way that you are such a devoted, dedicated mother, the fact that you don't have some monster deal where you don't need to work at all with, what is a Pampers? What's the organic one, Josh?
Oh, like a
starts with a C.
Yeah.
Coterie.
Yeah.
Coterie.
There it
No,
is.
well, that's another one. No, Coterie.
Ooh.
Coterie. That's funny.
Yeah, dum.
Coterie. Yeah, like you need to pay this woman. Somebody pay this woman because you shouldn't have
all
to.
the money.
You shouldn't have to pick and choose. Like, oh, you want to.
Oh, it's such a bummer being a mom in this world because
Yeah.
it's exactly that. And the fact that I lost my insurance, I was like, wow, there's no conversation around these women in the arts who are trying to do it all. And like, you got to kind of pick and choose.
I think you'll find this interesting. And obviously, we're not complaining because
Not at all. I'm so lucky.
A lot of people deal with the biggest hardships when it comes to insurance. And it seems like the whole system is really flawed. But if you're an actor and you're part of the Screen Actors Guild, you get your insurance through SAG because we're all independent contractors when we work through if you do a TV show, a movie, even if you're on a show for 10 years, you're independent.
Sure.
And so for Screen Actors Guild, every year from July 1st to June 30th of the following year, you have to make a certain amount of money to qualify for insurance. And that's like 30 grand, which as an actor, 1 year you could make 500 grand and it's the best year you've ever had. And another year is slow and you don't even make 30. Right. And so you're living off of the time when you made money, which is like you're grateful and you're getting by, but also, unfortunately, you have no insurance. And so many actors are dealing with like, what do I do now? Like I had a slow year and now I'm not even covered if God forbid something happens. It's tough.
Yeah. I wish that they would amortize it or something where it's like if you have a great year that some goes into like the queue for, a rainy day.
Yeah.
I know. Yeah. That one hit me hard because I'm like, now I've got kids and we went insurance free for a while. I said, we're just going to pray.
Yeah,
we're just going to pray about
throw
this.
a prayer at this.
This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Caraway. Folks, summer is here. The weather, pristine. All I want to do is start cooking. There's something about that beautiful sunshine, sunny weather. Who knows? It makes you want to grill. It makes you want to cook. It makes you want to bake. And all that I want to do is use my Caraway pans because not only are they gorgeous, okay, not only are they wonderfully functional, but let's talk about the fact that they are non-toxic, okay? You've heard me say this before, but they are non-toxic, easy cooking, ceramic-coated surface means minimal oil or butter for slide-off-the-pan eggs, okay? Very important, well-loved by over 2.5 million homes, and over 155,000 people have rated 5 stars about their Caraway kitchen. Non-toxic, folks, and let me tell you, okay, it's not just the pots, it's not just the pans, all that stuff. The mixing bowl set, have you seen it? Gorgeous. The complete bar set, it. I mean, are you trying to make an old fashioned? Probably not during the summer. A spritz? Certainly a spritz. Are you kidding me? Who isn't? And maybe, perhaps you're trying to grill that perfect steak. Well, their enameled cast iron cookware, oof, it's going to take your cooking to the next level. Right now, you can save up to $230 on their 12-piece cookware set versus buying the products individually. Thank God! What a deal! Plus, if you want to include their fan favorite minis duo, you can save up to $350. Visit carawayhome.com/good10 to take an additional 10% off using code GOODGUYS10 on your next purchase. This deal is exclusive for our listeners, so visit carawayhome.com/good10 or use code GOOD10 at checkout. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Branch Basics. Hey, moms and dads. Real talk, okay? Most of us grew up thinking all cleaning products were safe. I know you did, because I did too. Why would I ever think, oh, cleaning products aren't safe? They're clean. They're cleaning things. The unsafe thing was the thing that we were cleaning, right? But the truth is, most conventional cleaners are full of harsh chemicals that can cause a host of health problems, from eye and skin irritation to disrupting our hormones and more. And these days, with all the greenwashing and claims of products being clean or natural, it can be hard to figure out what's actually safe. Folks, Branch Basics is great. I used it today. I made a beautiful, oh my God, I made the most unbelievable sandwich. Okay, I roasted these red peppers, asparagus, roasted a little bit of zucchini, and then I marinated them in some balsamic vinegar, a little bit of red wine vinegar. Oh my God, and I built this gorgeous sandwich on ciabatta with some burrata. Oh my God. Look, folks, I digress. I cleaned up the entire kitchen with Branch Basics, and the reason I love Branch Basics is they take the guesswork out of finding safe cleaning products because they are completely transparent about what goes into each product. Everything they make is plant and mineral-based, fragrance-free, and most importantly, human-safe. They've even earned Maid Safe certification, which means independent scientists screened every ingredient and the final formulas for over 15,000 toxic substances commonly found in cleaners, so you can really trust what you're bringing into your home. And plus, folks, you can get them online, okay? Or you can grab them online at Target, nationwide in Target and online in Target. And folks, I'm telling you, this is it. The good news, Branch Basics is now available at Target and Target.com, making it easier than ever to access safe and effective cleaning products. Whether you're going all in on safe cleaning swaps or just starting small, find Branch Basics at Target and Target.com today. We love Target. And so does your husband now work? Like, does he?
Yeah, he's back at work. We're both back at work. It's wild. Like, the reason my mom's watching my kids is because my husband, who never travels very often for his work, he does sales. He works remote from our home, which is why this all makes sense. Left for Chicago today, and I'm with you guys, and then I leave tomorrow for a month. So it's just juggling.
And when you do Hallmark, you've done it with my sister, the great Lindsay Fonseca. Love her.
Love.
The best.
That was my first. That was the first time I'd ever been away from the kids. She was perfect because she's a mom, so that helped a lot.
My buddy Jag is in that movie.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
Listen, I'm connected.
You really are.
So when you do a Hallmark movie, because they do what? Like
16 days of production. So 16 business days.
You filmed for 16 days, where usually a movie is 35 minimum.
Yeah.
How quickly, do you get more than one take?
Yeah, of course. You can play. Yeah, of course.
Really? How do you finish it in 2.5 weeks?
Okay, well, first of all, I just shot 2 shows in... This is the same timeline. For Hollywood Arts, we do 2 episodes a week, and that's only 4 shoot days. So you get 1 rehearsal day, and in 4 days, you're now shooting out almost 90 pages. So it's possible. Now we're looking at a script that, I don't know how long this one is, maybe around 100 pages, give or take. That's doable in 16 days.
It is?
Yeah. I mean, the only tricky thing is there's turning around and stuff with the single cams. So that does, change things a little bit. But in my mind, especially with this movie, I'm like, we're just at the kitchen counter. What are we turning around on? Who's there?
Totally.
Wow.
That's a lot of insert shots. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Okay, so let's go to, all right, so you're doing, let's start at the beginning. So, obviously, I mean, some people know me from Drake and Josh. Most people know me from, everything else I've done, of course. And so for you, Victorious was kind of one of your first
my Drake and Josh, yeah.
Yeah, it was your first introduction to the
And by
world.
the way, huge fan. Huge
Oh,
fan. Huge fan.
thanks.
You were amazing, and that show was amazing, and Claudia and I loved it, and it was unbelievable. Just like
Aw,
both of you were a piece of my childhood. It was wonderful.
that's cool.
It was
Thanks.
wonderful. Yeah.
So
big
what
fan.
was that experience like?
It was, I mean, I don't know. It was wild. Like, I don't think I knew what I was really getting into. I was there was a period of my career, I don't know if you went through this prior to getting on Drake and Josh, but for me, I had started when I was like 5 years old. So
Wow.
I always wanted to be on a Disney and Nickelodeon show.
Sure.
That was the goal. And then you get with some agents and managers and everyone's got opinions. And I had gotten onto a network show before. And it was like, you don't go to Disney or Nickelodeon after that. That's what I was told. It was like off the table. And that was upsetting to me. And so I kind of went behind my agent's back at the time.
Oh, they love that.
And I took a general with Disney. And that general turned into some like opportunity over there. That's what led to the audition for Hannah Montana.
Which you almost got, right?
Almost got.
It was you,
It was-
Miley.
And Taylor Momsen.
Whoa.
And then, so that kind of for me gave me that taste. It's like when you get into those rooms and you're working on material that just like, this is what you grew up watching and it feels so good and you're having so much fun. It's so playful and there's singing and there's all this fun stuff. I'm like, there's no way I can't not do this. Like, this is the goal.
Wait, I have
So-
to go back. I'm still processing. You were almost Hannah Montana?
I guess, yeah.
Oh my
you know
God.
what's so
Sure
funny
was,
is I
Ben.
just met, well, I not just met, but I just did Miley's mom's podcast. So we
Tish,
got to
heard of her?
Tish, yeah, and she's adorable and so sweet, and we had the best time. Tish and I just dished on all the things. But she remembered me, and I didn't realize it. But Miley at the time was almost 12 years old and I was 16. So she goes, I very much remember the older girl sitting in the room, because when you're in these audition rooms, you're like, well, if they want older, there's only one of them, you know?
Right.
But no, I mean, it made perfect sense for Miley to do it.
Do you remember the audition?
Very well, yeah.
Okay, walk us through. Take
Oh
us
my
there.
gosh. Well, did you ever go to what building is it in Burbank? Not on the lot, but like there was like a building, it was kind of high. And you
Yeah,
go up
on
there.
Riverside.
Yeah, on Riverside. Okay, so
Yeah.
it was in that building in the big like lobby room, and there was a room that you'd go through, and we went in, I don't even know how many times. We all kind of just kept rotating, the three of us, and you can kind of hear, right? So it's like annoying that you could hear like the laughs and the things, like you couldn't make out every word, but it was enough that you understood like what the vibe was and when someone was really hitting. And yeah, I just remember it taking a long time. And I turned to Miley at one point and I said, hey, do you want French fries? There's French fries downstairs. And Taylor was sitting in this like elevator area kind of off to her side. And so I don't know, it was a rush. And it wasn't
Wow.
the type of audition where you leave and you're like, I know exactly what direction this is going. You know, like it was kind of just like we all felt good about it, or at least I felt good about it, but I wasn't sure. But you never know. I mean, sometimes you know and sometimes you don't. And yeah, wasn't meant to
Wow.
be.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. So you go from there, leave Disney,
Yeah.
and you
Ish,
and how do
yeah.
you end? Yeah. Okay. So continue.
No, yeah. Then I just started, like, that was it. I broke the seal and I'm like, well, I'm auditioning for this stuff now. Like, that's what we have to do. And so I did. And I auditioned for Zoey 101, which was a Nickelodeon show. And then from that point, I kind of felt like I was in the circuit a little bit. Was Krisha Bullock your casting director?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I feel like I felt comfortable with her. And then eventually after Zoey 101, it was maybe 2 years-ish later that Victorious came about. And those sides were wild because it was like this character, gosh, what's her name? It was, Alex, I think. We all auditioned with the same material. Did you ever audition for all that?
Yeah, I 9 times.
Okay. Okay.
Only.
I love it. Okay. So I'm
I
almost
wanted
positive.
it bad.
Me too.
Oh, I wanted it so bad.
The material was similar to that. Okay. It was
Okay.
like, can you cry? Can you, dance? Can you do 15 accents? Can you, whatever, all that stuff. So we all did that material for Victorious. And then we didn't hear anything for months, or at least I didn't. And then I got the call. Well, went back a few times. And after the test, it became real.
Whoa. And tell me, I mean, I was telling Ben this on the phone, and I don't think I'm speaking out of school here. I think Victoria's had the most successful, talented cast, like whole cast of
Can you
any
believe
Nickelodeon.
it? It's insane.
It's unbelievable.
It's
I feel
insane.
like a mother who just like watched just her kids, each one of them more talented than the next, just explode. Just so impressed.
It makes sense because thinking back on it, you had to be so funny. You had to have such a great voice. It was like a breeding ground for just what would come. But yeah, looking back on it, I mean, Liz Gillies, Ariana Grande, like obviously Victoria Justice.
Leon
is killing
Matt's
it.
killing it too. Like he's got his tour. I'm like, every single one of them just went. And Avon, forget it.
Crushing.
I watched that Prime show. I can't look.
Was it like a spicy show?
It was so spicy, Josh.
I
I'm
bet
not
it
like
was.
a spicy viewer.
I bet it was.
I mean, if it's not, Love Island's is as spicy as it gets for me. And that one, I was hooked.
Love Island's too spicy. I
It's
watch
a little
it.
spicy this season.
I watch it and I'm just like, I don't need a close up of your tongue going that far down his throat. Like I really don't need it. It's too much for me. It's so funny. Love Island became Claudia's breastfeeding show. We would watch.
So there's a thing there.
There's a thing there. We would watch it with Ruby. We'd start it at 9, then we'd go to sleep. We'd kick it back up at 3 a.m. or whenever the next wake window was. And that was how we watched it. Now we are just hooked on it because it became like a part of us. And let me tell you, I fucking hate this show. It is so too much.
It's a lot.
Too much. And yeah, I just, it's too much for me.
I hear you. And they're babies. How about that?
They're babies.
Yeah, that's the part for me where I'm like, I am now looking at it through the lens of like, if that were my son.
Oh,
yeah.
God.
It's weird.
It's somebody's Ruby. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Resort Pass. Folks, I love Resort Pass. Resort Pass is fantastic because we're talking no overnight stays and no membership fees, but you gain access to luxury hotel pools, spas, cabanas, you name it, in under 5 minutes starting at just $25. It's for the staycation, but I think it's a great hack for the vacationer that wants to zhuzh things up. Or perhaps, I don't know, ball on a budget. How about you go and stay at that 3-star hotel, but you use the amenities of the 5-star hotel? Mind blown. Are you kidding me? I should be your financial advisor. I really shouldn't. I'm terrible with money. But Resort Pass partners with over 2,500 luxury hotels and resorts across the U.S., Caribbean, and Mexico. Can people stop saying Caribbean? It's Caribbean unless you're a pirate. Join the 6 million guests who've already taken a Resort Pass daycation. And with over 100,000 5-star reviews, Resort Pass makes rest, celebration, and taking time for yourself easier than ever. Same-day bookings are available, folks, and they are encouraged because you should be, you should be spontaneous. Where's the spontaneity? Book today. Folks, visit resortpass.com/goodguys to get $20 off your first booking of $100 or more. That's Resort Pass, resortpass.com/goodguys for $20 off. That's Resort Pass, resortpass.com/goodguys for $20 off. Resort Pass, the day is yours. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by our friends at Tumble. Folks, let's talk rugs. Okay, have you ever been in a home where there are no rugs? Try that plus a sleeping baby. You hear everything. If you don't have rugs in your home, not only is it a what are you nuts for your decor, but it's a what are you nuts for your acoustics. And I'm not telling you that you need to buy some overpriced rug. I'm telling you that you need to check out Tumble. Because folks, you either pick an overpriced rug that looks amazing, and then you're constantly worried about staining it, or you pick a washable rug that looks cheap and feels more temporary than anything else. Folks, rugs can transform your house, okay? And I highly recommend a Tumble rug because you can finally have both, okay? You're going to get spills, you're going to get muddy paws from your pooch, okay? And accidents, folks, they're just a part of life, and that's why Tumble rugs are spill-proof and machine washable, but most importantly, they're pretty. It's the combo that you've been waiting for. And even when you get that stain out, folks, does the rug ever really look the same again? No, it doesn't. Most rugs are either too delicate to wash or just a nightmare to clean until the Tumble rug. Because Tumble rugs feature a proprietary spill-proof surface that causes liquids to bend up on the top of the rug. So instead of soaking into the fibers like most rugs, you can literally wipe the spills away in seconds. It's magic, folks. It's magic. They're machine washable, okay? Machine washable, non-toxic, and so beautiful. so stylish. They're absolutely fantastic. They feature hand-illustrated designs that look like designer rugs, not something temporary or cheap, yet you can clean them. You can clean them. And don't take my word for it. Hundreds of thousands of homes have already tried switching to tumble rugs, and they love it. Over 30,000 five-star reviews, folks. Machine washable rugs made better. For a limited time only, our listeners get 10% off plus free shipping at tumbleliving.com/goodguys. That's Tumble, Tumble, living, living.com/goodguys. After you purchase, they will ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them our show sent you.
If we think like how we have to push the envelope like every decade or every generation, because growing up it was real world road rules, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like a hookup, like a saucy hookup would be like the two people got under the covers, and then you let your imagination run wild of like, ooh, like what was going on there. But like, what was like the crazy, like nothing compared to like one episode of Love Island.
Oh, they give it all to you. I mean, it's where do you go from here?
Yeah.
And now we're talking about the episodes like, oh, that one was dull. Like that was a filler. I'm like, it's because they're not like swapping spit with 8 people upside down and inside out.
Yeah. No, I mean,
so good.
You tell me. It feels it feels like Hollywood's going in the direction of straight porn. Like that's what's coming.
Our poor kids.
Yeah, buckle up. Buckle up.
And am I misremembering this? That I think like, because obviously like I knew a lot of people who worked on Victorious, and I wasn't like that far out of the Drake and Josh sort of era then. And I remember chatting with some people like one of the directors maybe, or Steve Hafer or somebody, right? And he was like, it's interesting. He's like, in season 1, and this happens to many actors, right? He's like, Ariana, her character wasn't fully fleshed out. And he's like, and it was interesting watching her sort of find her place on the show. He's like, and I don't know what happened between season 1 and season 2, but she like found this voice for the character. He's like, and now it's just on a different level. Like, did you find that too? Am I remembering that right?
I think she's a genius. I think that like
totally
her comedic timing and her comedy in general, the willingness that she has to just go for it is so impressive to me. I mean, I remember she was obsessed with Jim Carrey, and like she would be obsessed with characters and voices and doing all this stuff. So when she came back and she kind of had her own bit now, like and had a whole new thing for Kat, it made so much sense. And I think it just paved the way for that character to become what it was and so beloved. That was all her.
And how does that pivot from like I've always just been so fascinated by the meteoric rise of just some of these actors and actresses. Like obviously if you while watching Victorious, you assume Victoria Justice becomes the Ariana Grande. And then you have an Ariana Grande that, did everybody know that she had the most unbelievable voice? Like, how does it happen from your perspective? Like, how does one just shoot up like a star? And I'm just fascinated by all of that. It's so crazy.
You're talking to the wrong person, because I was not born with a voice. So I was in awe of all these kids. I would just watch them. And all on set, you just heard voices all day long. And Ari's was so special. And I don't know. I don't know how it all happens, but I think it's all meant to be the way that it does. Like she had a lot of support from her mom. Just, I think also coming from New York, you just have a different grit in you. Like you just are ready. And I think it was just always meant to be that she was going to be this huge pop star.
She has a great family, like a great, like Joan, shout out, is awesome.
Gosh,
Frankie's
huge.
awesome.
Yeah, and he's so talented. It's just like in them.
Yeah, but also like I remember early on, before she was like super famous, and she and her family was always so lovely and would invite me and my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, to like a party at the house. So generous. And we go to their house, and I just remember Paige, my wife, comes up to me and she goes, I was just trying to find the bathroom, and I did, but then Ariana was in there harmonizing with herself.
My God. Oh, yes, always.
And like, just like doing runs, I could hear through the door, and I think I have the chills. And she's like, and Ariana came out and just said, sorry, there's just really good acoustics in there. And Paige was like, you can sing forever.
And I will.
Yeah. And she was
Oh
like,
my
I think she's
God.
going to be the biggest star in the
so
world. And I was
cool.
like, I think so too.
Oh my God, that's
gosh.
amazing.
Those days when you just don't know. And now from this seat, I'm just like, yeah, it was all there and it was all just going to happen the way it did.
It's wild. So now we're in reboot territory, babe.
Crazy.
We are back. Give us that story, because I know you just got back from filming
Yeah.
Hollywood Arts.
Yes.
Do we have a premiere date? What's that looking like?
Yeah, we do. And I wish I can share. I don't know when this episode's going to come out, but it's coming soon. We're still like in post right now. This is
Okay.
my first experience with all of that, which has been really interesting.
Are you allowed to say this year?
Yes, this
Okay.
year.
It's coming
Yes.
out 2026.
Wow.
Yes, 2026
Ooh, so
on
excited.
Netflix. Yes. How did it come about? Well, when I decided to go back to work and I found my manager and I got my first gig, I was in Vancouver of all places. Oh, with Lindsay and Jag.
Love it.
And I was on my first weekend off, and Jake Farrow texted me, and he was a writer on Victorious. He said, hey, do you have a second? I wanted to pitch something or just run something by you. And we got on the phone and he mentioned that he wanted to basically do some sort of reboot or spinoff. And I just felt like all the feelings. Like, I don't know how to describe it other than like, of course, I'm flattered that he's calling me and like kind of sussing me out whether or not I would be interested in coming back, which is wild that he would call me, because I don't know. You were just the two of you on your show, on my show. Everyone was more talented than the next. And I often felt like I was just sort of there as an accessory to like take a pie to the face or fall down the stairs or something.
You really weren't, though. There's a running joke that I have the worst memory, that I might even have early onset Alzheimer's, like truly. And I remember your character vividly.
Oh,
like
wow,
that,
that's crazy.
Vividly. And I haven't
Wow.
watched the show since it aired.
Wow.
So certainly you weren't a
Was that
background
hard
character.
though,
But
even if it wasn't true, feeling that you were a little feeling like
I don't know. I think I've always just felt lucky, like lucky to work. Yeah, I don't think I have a big ego in that way, which is weird, but I think it's because it's that imposter syndrome a little bit. It's like I won't let myself have a big ego because I'm just so lucky to be here.
Sure.
So yeah, no, it wasn't that hard. It was just more so like, this is so wild and I get to be a part of this. And I still feel that way. Like when people associate me with like the show and I'm like, oh, you know, the ones with like all the crazy people that are like winning Grammys and on Broadway.
Yeah.
And yeah, that one, that's the one that I was on. That's so wild to me.
So Jake texts you,
Yeah, he
pitches
texts
you.
me. He kind of like susses me out. Yeah, in full transparency, this is around the time when like Nickelodeon was having a little blip in time on good old Netflix.
It being revealed that,
So
they're
that
the
was
worst.
wild timing.
Yeah.
And what was even more wild is I was staying at the Sutton and Henry Danger was shooting their movie at that time.
Wow.
So I bumped into them shortly after I got this call, and I was chatting with Jake, and I said, let me think about it. I said, listen, Jake, I just got in with Hallmark, which is like kind of a dream of mine. I never really wanted to be famous. I just wanted to make fun stuff, like cute, fun, silly goose, family friendly stuff. So for me, Hallmark was the older Nickelodeon. Like that's what made sense for me. I'm like, I could have my family if I do a few a year, if I'm lucky to have an opportunity to do, if I become like to do 10% of what Lacey Chabert's doing right now, like I'd be the luckiest girl in the
We'll all
world.
take Lacey's runoff. We'll all take it, Lacey.
What you can't do, Lacey, I'll do it. I'll step in.
We follow each other on Instagram.
Yeah, I love her so much. But she was actually a person I talked to when I was like wondering what Hallmark was like, because she has a daughter and she seems pretty normal and she doesn't like, I don't know. I'm just like, how do you stay normal and try to do this business and still have a family? And, you know, so that was why I wanted to be with Hallmark. And I told Jake, I said, I don't want to ruin anything. This could be something like I could actually have a run with them. Like, but I do love this idea and I just want to sit on it and sleep on it. And then I ran into the cast of Henry Danger and we were just having a moment together where it was like, Nickelodeon was a huge part of my life growing up. Huge. It was my network. Like I loved it. I remember all those shows vividly. They played a huge part in my life. And I think there was just a part of me, and Ariana was the one to say it on a voice note to me when I had told her about Hollywood Arts. It's like, be a part of like what Nickelodeon was for us, for the next generation. Like, regardless of anything that's ever happened, or, you know, like, how do we make Nickelodeon like special? And that's what stuck with me. And I'm like, you know what?
Wow.
If there's any chance that like I could be a part of something like that, I'd be dumb not to. I have kids, you know, like my kids would watch this. And if I could have a tiny say and make this silly and fun and wholesome and hysterical, like that's what I want to do. And so, yeah, here we are.
Whoa.
So when you were thinking about doing it, you texted Ariana and asked her for her opinion.
I texted everyone. Well,
Yeah.
I like called and texted everyone when I found out. So the process was wild. It was like almost 2 years of just like in development, kind of. Or I'm sorry, less than in development. What's before in development? A baby, a concept.
Sure, an
Okay.
embryo.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
then when it became like, oh, now we're going to be in development, we're going to like, you know, tell the world that we're going to do this in a way. They put it on Hollywood Reporter and Variety. I had like 48 hours to tell the cast that they were going to drop that news that it's in development.
Yeah.
And that was when I was like, well, I have to call them now. Like they were going to drop it within 24 hours. And I said, I need time to talk to everyone because I didn't think this was going to happen. Like y'all have been chatting about this for a while and I thought it was a figment of our imagination. And now this is a real thing. You're going to put it on the internet. I said, I need to talk to my cast. Like that's what matters most to me is like making sure I have their blessing and their support and that like they understand that, you know, I want to do this, but I want them to want me to do this too. And so that was when I reached out to everyone.
And so who else from the original is in this reboot?
Good question.
Super secret.
That's me.
Just
That's what I'm known for, the hard-hitting questions.
Yeah, guys, it's just me.
And I'm here to announce my new reboot, and Josh.
Josh, why don't you come be in the show?
Yeah, perfect. It's just, my reboot is just me talking to 16-year-old self going, no more seconds. No.
Oh my God.
Power kid.
Oh gosh.
That would be so funny, Josh, if you pulled an Eddie Murphy and it was just Josh and Josh. And it was
That would
you,
be amazing.
and you like
Good.
dressed as you, and it was like what was that? Like a Norbit, but with you.
Yeah, and that's like the quote in the Hollywood Reporter. They're like, we asked Josh Peck why he's doing this, and all he replied was, "This is my Norbit."
This is my Norbit.
But that says it all. That's perfect.
Yeah, I'm in.
Oh my God.
And honestly, that was a big flop for Eddie, but that might just mean it might be good for me. A flop for Eddie is a win for Josh.
It's amazing that Eddie Murphy is so unbelievably talented that like the Norbit of it all, like not a flop. I fucking loved it. So many people loved it. And it's so impressive. Making a whole movie yourself with multiple characters.
Oh my gosh.
Can you even
Spectacular.
imagine? Can you imagine?
Oh,
Like
unreal. I feel like I saw,
Unreal.
didn't Kiki Palmer do something like that where she was, or was it just
Was
an
it?
Instagram reel? She did a whole bit where she played every character. Do you know what I'm talking about? Oh my
I do-
gosh, you guys, she's
I don't,
so
but I'll look
brilliant.
it up.
I
Yeah,
saw
she's
it once
amazing.
and I was like, of course, like again,
wow.
so well done.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait for the reboot and I
Oh,
can't wait for
thanks.
you. And it's going to be excellent. This episode of the Good Guys podcast is brought to you by Hims. Folks, if something's been off in the bedroom, you're not the only one. A lot of guys wait longer than they need to take action. The difference now, getting real treatment is simple. And through Hims, it's 100% online. Hims connects you with licensed healthcare providers online, giving you simple access to legitimate ED treatment options from home. No awkward appointments, no pharmacy lines. Just complete a simple online intake and a provider will review your information to determine if treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your treatment ships directly to your door in discreet packaging. That includes sildenafil, known as generic for Viagra, available through Hims at up to 95% less than the brand name version. And if that option isn't right for you, there are additional treatment options available, so you can find what works best for your body. It's straightforward, transparent, and designed to make getting care feel easy. To get simple online access to personalized, affordable care for ED, visit hims.com/goodguys. That's Hims, HIMS.com/goodguys for your free online visit. It's straightforward, transparent, and designed to make getting care feel easy. To get simple online access to personalized, affordable care for ED, visit hims.com/goodguys. That's Hims, HIMS.com/goodguys for your free online visit. Hims.com/good guys. Prescription required. See website for details and important safety information. Sildenafil is the generic version of Viagra. Viagra is a registered trademark of Viatris Specialty LLC. Hims is not available with or endorsed by Viatris.
Should we do a moron mail?
Yes, we should.
Moron Mail.
Moron mail, we call our listeners morons, if you don't know, and that's endearing.
I'm a moron. I know. I listen.
I was going to say, that's endearing. Well, we love you. It's endearing because we're all morons. Especially me, I pretend that I know so much when really I know nothing. But so Moron Mail is our advice segment. I pulled a couple of them. And this one's perfect for you because you're just a devoted mother. Okay, Moron Mail parents issue. Hi, Ben and Josh and Daniella. My husband, toddler, infant, and I have been living with my parents after selling our home and looking for a new one. My parents and I have been clashing over household duties and taking care of my children. My parents have been overstepping with all my parenting decisions, even with small things like decluttering toys. I feel guilty feeling fed up because they help with watching my children as I work part-time and do not charge us any rent. I've tried to communicate their overstepping several times, but they always say sorry, then do it again. I would truly value your advice. Thanks. I mean, it's so clear as day to me. I'll go first. You're living in their fucking house. Okay?
Yeah, like what do you expect?
I'm sorry, if you're living in their fucking house, then you're their child. You're one of the children. They now have multiple children. They have you, their child, and they have your grandkids. So if you don't want them overstepping, then get your own house. But it's such a blessing that you're able to live rent-free and that your parents are alive and want to be helpful. And like the last thing on your fucking mind should be that your parents are overstepping. You're living in their house. Like, I don't even, I read this and for me, there was only one way to look at it, which was like, yeah, your parents earn the right to overstep because you're living in their house with your kids.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
I don't like it. Do you feel like, for me at least, I moved out at a young age, and I don't know if this writer inner moron did or not, because I find when you move out, and there's a degree of separation for a long period of time, you are no longer parent and child in the same way ever again. That's how I feel. So now it's like, if you're now popping in and staying at the house, you're a guest. You should kind of be treated like a guest. The parents should look at you as your own person, as an adult. And if the parents allowed the child to come into the house, they have to recognize they're doing them a solid. And that's the extent of that sort of dynamic. You know, I guess it's easy to slip into that parental, but I can't imagine if my son or daughter lives with me at 20 and she's in a relationship and she has kids that I'm now like back to mom. Like, I did that. Like, hopefully I did a great enough job that like you got your stuff handled. Like, I don't know. I can't imagine having a parent in that way at this age ever.
Well, but family has a certain level of like, when my kids are constantly around their aunts and uncles and the spouses of their aunts and uncles, which are their aunts and uncles. And also, but I'm saying even non-blood, they'll say certain things and I'll be like, tell them, like, you're the aunt. Like, you're allowed, to an extent. And I know that they would always, never overstep. But I'm like, you have more license than a rando. Totally. Like, your family. And definitely, I'll constantly, like, if I'm ever, especially because she said, like, the grandparents do childcare. Like, when I leave, I'll be like, Grandma and Grandpa are the authority now. Like, right? So they're not overstepping. Like, and I'm lucky because I don't have super, yenta-y, in-laws.
Sure.
But, yeah, I would, if I was staying in their home and they were also providing childcare, I would give them certain license that maybe I wouldn't normally give because they're doing me a solid.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess I'm on my own here. I don't know. I still want the control.
You would. I get that.
But maybe that's a mother's perspective. Maybe like as a mom, I'm like, nah, I still have a way of doing things. And I want, even if I love and respect you and I know you've been here, done that, but like, this is a different time. They're mine.
I completely agree with that. But if you want that, you need to live in your own house.
100%. I wouldn't put myself in that situation. So it's harder for me to
I completely agree that if this was a different, let's say she called in and she was like, every time I invite my parents over, They question all of my decisions. They overparent. I would say, fuck that. That's not at all cool. Like, your parents shouldn't be doing that. You're a grown up. You're on your own. Sorry for the people listening who live with their parents, but part of being a grown up is also living by yourself. And so I think that moving back in with your parents when you have kids gives your parents a little bit of carte blanche to be parents.
I've seen it done well, though, actually. I just thought of a good example. I know someone who's pregnant with their second, about to give birth, and she lives at home with her parents and her husband and her toddler.
Wow.
And her parents, they're so, it's almost textbook in this. And that's maybe where I'm kind of getting this. It's like they know exactly how to make this work so that everyone has their respective time and boundaries, and it's beautiful. And like, you can just see that it works. It's also that she's moving out in the next month, but they've been there for, I don't know, 3 years.
Wow.
And it's almost like she's like a roommate in their house, and the mom and dad will be there when they need help and be around. But like, for the most part, everyone does their own thing.
Those are amazing people. That's all
Great
I'll say.
communicators.
Those
something.
Those are amazing people. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Because don't you think the other side can be troublesome sometimes too, when a kid knows they have zero limits with their grandparents?
Oh, yeah.
And that they're going to feed into every want and wish, and that any rule that stands at home will not be extended to their house. So unlimited, candy and desserts and
I don't
them,
like that. That triggers me.
Exactly. So it is a balance, because you do want them to employ similar boundaries to what, like, my wife and I can be more liberal than maybe other families are with like screen time and what, like, we're not against Sesame Street. Sorry, And so, but like when my kids go over to the grandparents, like, they're not a big fan of TV and stuff. Mm-hmm. So I just go, where are your grandparents? What, am I going to overrule grandma and be like, don't want Sesame Street? And we'd be like, hey, they don't want the TV on, figure it out. Like, to my kids, because we're at their house.
Yeah.
Yeah,
though that is a gray area, because like, we're kind of the opposite of that. We're like, I'm fine with screen time for the most part, but I am particular about what they're consuming. And when they go to their grandparents' house, it's very much like cartoon forward. Like, she has Paw Patrols on VHS, which again, so benign, so sweet, so cute.
Sorry, on VHS?
On VHS.
That's
because
hot.
She has a VHS like TV in their guest room in which they sleep in.
That's hot.
And that is how they fall asleep. Now, here's the thing. I'm not a big like screen time before bed person. There's a lot of things where I'm like, but she's the best. She's what we got, and I love her, and she's awesome in so many ways. Like, I know, and I had to get here. Like, it was a bit of a journey. Like, early days, I was my babies are my babies, and now I'm like, thank you so much. Like, I try not to say a single thing. My kids come home healthy, happy. They love her. I have peace of mind, and I don't know. I just think that like, she kind of watches the way that I do and picks up on the things that she knows are important to me. But then she's also grandma, and she'll tell me straight up, like, well, that's what Nana's going to do. And it's like, all right, Nana, I see you. Like, that's okay. A little ice cream, a little this. Like, I want them to love their time with you.
Totally.
But it's like that balance.
Wow. I want to throw on a VHS. That sounds fucking amazing.
I want a Yana. I want a Yaya. Greek.
You want one more?
Yeah.
Okay. Hi, good guys. My childhood best friend is getting married, and I'm her maid of honor. Not because she asked me, but because she informed me. I've done so much for this girl over the years and eventually introduced her to the guy she's marrying. I have 2 kids. She's met my oldest maybe twice, and both times were accidental run-ins. I had another baby last year, and she hasn't met her, asked about her, or really checked in on me at all. Yet somehow I'm still important enough to be maid of honor. The good news is she doesn't want a bachelorette trip, so my responsibilities are minimal. The bad news is I'm struggling to remember the last time we actually hung out. Am I being dramatic, or do I just show up, give the speech, and pretend this is all normal? Thanks, guys.
One-sided. Selfish. Feeling selfish to me.
Yeah, tell us more.
Well, no, I mean, I just think that like, some people need, like, I know that I'm the type of person that if something needs to be organized and scheduled out and like coordinated, that like, I might need to hire someone, but that's not my friend. Unless my friend volunteers and she's like, listen, that's my role in this friendship, and I'm down to be the one to like set us up and make sure everything's going to be Gucci. Outside of that, I'm not going to assume someone's going to do that for me. I just feel like there's a minutia to it all. Like, I wouldn't want to have someone. I don't know. I don't agree. I think that comes off a little selfish. But then again, I don't know. I didn't have a wedding, and I find that most people that are planning weddings, they become someone else for a short period of time because that's all that they're consumed with. So maybe she's making decisions based out of like, I'm out in survival mode and you are the best candidate and I need you and I, can't show up for you very much. And, congrats on the kid and all, but.
It's from both sides. I think that telling somebody they're their maid of honor is weird for sure. But being asked, do you want to be my maid of honor? Has anybody ever said no?
You said no.
Like, would you say no? Like, then your friendship's over, right? So this is like a little backwards to me. Like, if she had asked her, she would have said yes, obviously. So let's say, okay, so we put that aside. That part's a little bit weird. I have plenty of people that I still consider very dear friends of mine that do not check in on my son. Sure. And that's because they don't know me as a dad. They don't. So their first thought is, how's Ben doing? It's not how's Ruby doing. And I don't hold that against them. Like, for me, I think it's equally as important as the person with kids to invite people over to meet their kids. Like, it's the job of me to introduce him to my friends, not the job of my friend to check in on him. Now, the friends that do, they're elevated to a whole nother level. I remember that and I love it and it's so special to me, but I don't think that the person who's in a different life stage that knows you from a different life stage should be held accountable for not realizing that you're in a different life stage when she's worried about her wedding. So I see both sides of it. And I do think that she's being a little drama, like, relax. Just be the maid of honor. It's one fucking day. There's no bachelorette party. What do you even have to do? Like, are you so bored that you have to get upset about this? But yeah. I think it's interesting. What do you think, Josh?
Yeah, I agree. And the good news is that the maid of honor is not asking for too much. So, like, it's not a total monster thing. You don't have to do the bachelorette party. Do a couple of things. It sounds like this girl don't have a lot of friends. If she's picking,
totally.
Probably has not great relationships with most.
That's true. That's a good point.
Yeah. And you know what? She probably doesn't deserve great friends. Right? This girl's probably a real issue. Right? And her dress is not going to be cute. No, there's no way. Maybe sabotage her. You know what I mean? Put a diuretic in her wedding cake. Right?
Lucky.
Poison everyone.
Lucky.
Should we get to What Are You Nuts?
Yes, our What Are You Nuts moment of the week is our gripes with people, places, and things, both big and tall, whatever sticking in your craw. Too much ice in coffee is a What Are You Nuts. Like, I shouldn't have to, when I order my coffee from Starbucks, say half ice. There's no world in which putting ice to the top is reasonable. It doesn't keep it colder than if it was at a quarter of the ice. How about you fucking chill the coffee? Okay, so that you don't have to do that to me. And I'm not an idiot. I know that you're just doing it because ice costs nothing and coffee costs a lot, or a lot more than ice. But why am I ordering a venti and getting the amount for a grande? It's really fucked up, okay? And of course it doesn't happen at Starbucks because Starbucks is a sponsor of ours. This probably happens at Dunkin'. Okay? Okay?
Right.
Dunkin', a bunch of frauds. It's fucked up. What are you, nuts?
My What Are You Nuts moment of the week is there's recently been a, what would you call it? Heat wave in London, England. Heard of it?
Oh,
and
fancy.
They've been dealing with 35 degrees plus. That's Celsius, babe. That's the metric system. Real good and hot, which, look, a lot of people are complaining. I think it's a little What Are You Nuts when you're London. Enjoy the heat. It happens 2 days a year. But here's another stat that really piqued my interest. 5% of UK homes have air conditioning.
Oh,
What Are You Nuts?
Wow.
We won the war, UK.
Wow.
Treat yourself to some aircon.
Wow.
Oh my God. We beat the Germans.
Oh my God.
Get some air conditioning.
Nightmare.
5%. Oh, I mean, shout out the UK. We love you, but no air conditioning. What Are You Nuts?
Holy
what are
shit.
you nuts?
Holy shit.
That's nuts.
I wouldn't be able to live. I mean, I rely so heavily on my air conditioner. It's my everything. I am having a panic attack even thinking about the idea that I'd be in a house without air conditioning. So that's a great What Are You Nuts?
Daniella?
You guys,
Wow.
I can't believe it. I'm Moron and I didn't prepare a What Are You Nuts?
That's okay.
No, it's
Got
not.
anything? You must have something.
Something happened on the way. You've been traveling recently.
Oh yeah, I mean, What Are You Nuts? I was the Zoom call that I was trying to get on for the production thing. I moved it a couple times because I'm really bad at just time period. Better with my kids stuff. Like I don't mess anything up for them.
Right.
I know exactly where they need to be, when they got to be picked up, all the things. When it comes to me, I've lost all memory for myself. I'm getting to workouts late. I'm getting on calls 7 minutes late, like on the way here, 7 minutes late. That is unreasonable. What are you, nuts, Daniella? Are you kidding me? I had to get on the phone and just make something up. I said, you know what, guys? I got nothing. The ride was feeling too good. I'm sitting in traffic. I should have called.
Yeah.
Oh, first impression. See you tomorrow.
I think, first of all, that's a great What Are You Nuts. That said, I think it's a What Are You Nuts that you get on a call 7 minutes late and justify. You are the star. Okay?
No, it's so bad. It's
not.
bad.
7 minutes is fine. You got a 10-minute grace
They
period.
were all
You say,
there
guys,
too. I'm like, they're not going to be there.
No,
they
you
were
say-
all there.
yeah, you get on the call and you say, guys, I'm a working mother. I'm really fucking busy. Like, if you have a problem with it, that's your problem. What are you, nuts?
7 minutes late
It's
in
easy.
Hollywood is 15 minutes early.
Oh,
It's
thanks
fine.
God.
You're
Thanks
good.
God.
Please.
Oh.
You think Florence Pugh's getting there on time? No, I don't know. I don't want to put that out there.
She probably doesn't even have the Zoom app. All right, so what else? I know we spoke about a lot of your projects, but anything you want to plug, anything coming up, carte blanche, please let
Oh
the
my
Morons
gosh.
know what's going on.
No, it's honestly so exciting to be here. Like, I love your guys' show.
Thank you so much.
I'm so whirly. I was listening to the Toast on the way here. I actually just love podcasts. I'm such a consumer of podcasts, but some of my favorites are your guys's. So thanks for having me.
Have fun in Toronto. I'm jealous.
You're the best. You're the best. Thank you so much for coming. Folks, this episode's 5 stars. Otherwise, what are you, nuts? Listen to us wherever you get your podcast, especially Spotify. The Spotify video, I don't know if you've seen it, Daniela.
It pops up automatically.
Oh my God. It's
and
unbelievable.
it can be on while you're on other stuff. It's so nice. It just...
You hear this? This is it. This is it. Spotify. Okay, subscribe to Spotify. Mondays and Thursdays, folks. We will see you next time.